scorer for this team all year long, only a junior. As Andy said, this is a relatively young team. There are only 4 seniors on this club. A couple of them that we will see some, I'm sure. Bill Poirier, number 42, is one of the starters. Kevin Carroll, also number 50, is one of the starters. We'll be looking, however, for most of the word to come from Agresti, Dana Lambert, who will be coming in shortly, I'm sure, and Steve DeRozier, number 20. DeRozier very strong under the boards. A young team, a building team, a team that looks to have a good future. And talking to some of these boys last night when we did the girls' game, they are very confident about the future of this Thornton Academy team. So we'll see how this develops as next season comes up. But this is a good-looking young team, and we'll give you back to Andy now for the play-by-play.
Okay, thanks, Raj. Thornton Academy control the tap. You mentioned their outside gunner is Agresti, not afraid to go. They go inside to Bill Poirier. Turnaround jumper is no good. Gets his rebound. Good second effort by Bill Poirier and hits the first 2 of the game. Last times these teams met, it was a 31-28 score at halftime. Biddeford was up by 3, then Biddeford eventually pulled away and won. But there was a lot of intensity in the first quarter as Bill Poirier and Petrie almost got into it a little bit early on, and we can expect that kind of intensity, I think, today. Every time these two teams get together, remember the last time these teams met last year over here, there was a little confrontation between Lambert and Panelikas, I believe, and you have an outside jumper by Poirier, and he hits 2 for 2. Bill Poirier, the senior, playing his last game as a Trojan. Right away, Thornton Academy comes up. I tell you, the JV game we saw earlier as Dutremble from the outside can't hit. Steve DeRozier with the rebounds, outlet pass. Nice pass to Bill Poirier. Poirier's going to take the jumper and fall short this time with it. And Dutremble with the rebound. Last time, the JV game, Thornton Academy took that one 54-48. So maybe TA's got something going here tonight, Rod.
Oh, maybe they do. They're certainly aggressive enough starting out. Looking at the defenses, TA has come out in the man-to-man, Andy, while Biddeford is in a 1-3-1. So we'll see how what they change as this game develops.
Well, that's where Labby does his best work, is inside, as he tore them apart for 34 last time these teams met. You mentioned the high scores were Labby with 34. Agresti had 23 in the last game. Mainly those were the 2 factors. Those were the 2 big guys. Poirier, who has 4 points early on, fouled out of that contest real early. Or picked up 4 fouls and ended up staying on the bench most of the game. Good intense rivalry. It's always fun. Pass attempted to go to Summers inside, was stolen away by Magnet nicely.
Yeah, that's where that 1-3-1 pays off.
Dutremble, he was cold in the first game in the first half, but then he warmed up a little bit and got in double figures. So sometimes it may take Sean a little bit to get going. Thornton comes off a win against Biddeford. Wanted traveling on that one, I believe, as Agresti missed it. And now we're going to get steps. The officials are Bob Clark, and that was Gary Agger making, as you see Bob Clark handing the ball off now. Agger has the guy with the mustache who is located under the basket now. And that's Dutremble. Up and over is no good. A lot of aggressive play underneath that basket as Carroll comes down with the rebound. Summer will take the drive. Nice drive by Chris Summer, but he can't get it to go. And Dutremble. Both teams really determined on the inside, wanting control. Dutremble, a nice move inside. And he can't get it to fall. DeRozier hustles for the basket, and it'll be Thornton's ball. Good hustling by Magnan and DeRozier on there. This game, I'll tell you wouldn't know these 2 teams are 3-14 the way they've come at each other, but you would know they're rivals.
Thornton also been strong early on. We've only played 3 minutes, but they've been strong rebounding, especially with the offensive boards. That has to help too early.
Definitely, and Biddeford, as we mentioned, DeRozier, nice scoop underhand shot. Steve only had a couple of points last time these teams met, and but he's been in double figures a few times this year, more than a few times. As we have a 6-2 score, is 4:42 to go in the opening period. We're at Linnell Gymnasium. TA is up. They had a 4-0 lead. Biddeford scored a couple. Now Thornton, the inside pass to Labby was Went to DeRozier instead. Poirier now is going to make a nice drive to the hoop. In and out. Can't get it to fall. Nice move to the hoop, though, by Poirier. And that's happened now a couple times to both teams. Nice moves inside by Dutremble and Poirier, and neither man could buy a basket, Rod.
Yeah, when those start to fall, this game is going to be determined one way or the other. I have a feeling. So far, it's an inside game. We haven't seen any outside shooting either way. A foul there was on Agresti, I believe.
Okay. First foul of the game, 4:20 to go in the first period. They go inside to Labby, and that's where Labby does a lot of his work. He's a good basketball player, definitely. He gets position. He's not afraid. He's an aggressive type player. We had Dave on last time these two teams met. Lambert goes outside, can't get it to go. Nice rebound by DeRozier. He can't get it to go. We're seeing the same type things we saw in a girls' game. A lot of in and outs in the basket. Deflection will remain Biddeford's ball. Biddeford coming off a loss to Noble earlier this week, and Thornton Academy beat Massabesic, who in turn, Massabesic had beaten South Portland this year. So this looks like it could be a good Thornton Academy team next year, Raj.
Absolutely. I have no reason why they shouldn't be.
Yeah, they got some good young players, and a lot of them start. Summers takes an outside shot. He can't get it to go. And picking the ball up is Magnan. He'll be the quarterback of the team. He drives now to the hoop and lands flat in his face. They're going to call, I believe, a charge on Ray Magnan. He can't believe it. And I don't think Carroll could believe it. Kevin Carroll got up smiling like, oh, wait a minute, they're calling the foul on Thornton. Maybe that's why the smile was on his face. I saw the Thornton people clapping in the bleachers, and it looked like you were calling a foul on Magnan. 3:35 to go. TA up 6-4. And the first one is hit, 6-5. We mentioned again, first time these teams met, it was a good ball game in the first half. Then Biddeford just tore it open in the third and never looked back. Well, we're deadlocked at 6-all. 3:35 in the first period. We're at Linnell Gymnasium season finale. It's February 19th. Bill Poirier set to come back into the game after a brief rest. Steve DeRozier, he can't get it to fall either. And Dave Labby comes down with the rebound. Nice pass from St. Louis. Good deflection by Chris Summer. Good instincts that time. Chris, we may have heard his name a lot from the football team. Had an injury earlier in the football season that hampered his play.
Labby and Dutremble are pretty much controlling things right now under the boards for Biddeford, one way or the other. And again, the TA shot just isn't falling.
That time, Dave found himself not in very good position. Lambert tries to dribble behind three Biddeford players. Now gets it back. Oh, what a stuff by Dave Labby as he hits a Trojan helmet, gets a few low fives for it. Oh, he almost batted that into the Saco River. Biddeford people love it, of course, but I think you're going to see it from Thornton later on, too, is I'm surprised nothing fell from the bleachers after Thornton scored their first hoop. Last time we did the game this year, at the Tiger Gym when Thornton scored their first basket, everything fell from the bleachers. Matter of fact, I think the first two baskets. Dutremble can't get it to fall inside. They're missing a lot of baskets inside as a story early on. It just could be early game jitters that could be worked out. Pass inside to DeRozier was stolen on good anticipation by Dutremble, and DeRozier picks up the personal foul with exactly 2.5 to go in the first period, 6 up.
That foul comes from just being frustrated. DeRozier's had the opportunities underneath. The ball just isn't dropping for him. TA could have a 12, 14-6 lead if those shots are just gone, and he's just getting a little upset with himself.
Well, I'm upset. I didn't get a flower tonight.
I was going to get you one of those wilted petunias. And, the best I could do.
The plastic jobs, right? $1.98.
Right.
Well, we a little bit to the flowers there. We did the girls' game. There must have been, the ceremonies were longer than the game. Which it was a nice ceremony. There's a lot of flowers being exchanged. The only ones I think in the place that didn't get flowers were me and Roger. Inside from Steve DeRozier. He can't get it to fall either. Steve has to be talking to himself out there. Outside shot, Dave Labby, fall away, can't get it to go, but DeRocher is doing a good job on the boards, though, for Thornton.
5 rebounds so far.
Yeah, Steve is one of the top leads. You know, Steve is due on, along with Dutremble after the game. We're scheduled to have those two guys on. First shot, I think, from Agresti outside. He can't get it to go. And Magnet gets it back. Minute and a half to go, still deadlocked at 6 at Linnell Gymnasium. Low scoring first quarter. Neither team is being shy about shooting. That one by Chris Goulet, he couldn't get it to fall. And drawing the foul is Agresti, and fouling him will be Magnet. That might be his second personal foul. We'll pick it up here. I believe it's his second. Is it his first?
I have him for 1, but
okay, maybe it is. Okay, it is. I thought. Oh, that's right. I thought he drew the foul earlier on and ended up calling it on Carroll. Yeah. So Agresti at the line. He's the sharpshooter for this team. He's been a starter since his sophomore year here. His dad, who coaches the varsity football team. And Jay hits a couple. We had Jay on last time these two teams met. Nice bit of sportsmanship after the game as he and Dave Labby talked a little, shook some hands, and it's hard when a player who loses the basketball game comes on at the interview here when it's a big rivalry like that. It really takes a lot of class.
Oh, sure, of course it does, especially with these kids. It means so much to them. They have to live with this, you know, the rest of the school year, and it's not easy
for us to stand up here and interview them. It's harder for them to come out. We really appreciate when they do decide to come out for the interview. And driving is Lambert. He'll draw the foul. This time it'll be on St. Louis, I believe, 23. Jamie St. Louis picks up his a personal foul. Going to the line will be Lambert. Neither team, Rod, shy about going to the hoop. They're just taking it to the hoop right now.
Except there's a lid on the hoop.
That's right. Somebody better take it off. Because with both teams coming in at 3 and 14, you can't afford to have a lid on the hoop. You need all the help in this game that we can get. And Lambert hits the first one. TA up 9-6. We have 58 seconds exactly to go. Remainder of the first period. And Thornton enjoys a 4-point lead. And Dutremble goes to Labby. Labby will drive, makes a nice move to the hoop. Can't get it to go. Goulet couldn't get it. Doing a good job on Labby. Labby's being hammered inside by two Trojans as whenever Davis tries to establish position, they're just hammering him inside. And he's not getting the kind of room he was in the first game, I noticed.
No, definitely not. And again, the ball just isn't falling. Both teams are perfect at the foul line, by the way. Put them together at 6-6.
Coming into the game will be Chenard. Jeff Chenard, a 6'4" junior, number 35. He'll be replacing Carroll. Mainly those two guys will just be replacing each other. They're both about the same height. The difference is Carroll's a senior and Chenard is a junior. As Labby can't get the first one to go.
This jinxed him.
But Labby hits the back end of a pair. 42 seconds to go. It's 10-7. Pass goes at, they're going to get a blocking foul on Magnet. They said that he didn't establish position. And as is the case, the Biddeford crowd doesn't like it, and the Thornton crowd loves it, right?
Absolutely.
Well, depends on what side of the bleachers you're on.
It looked like he was still moving, frankly. It looked like a good call.
They have a hard job. There's no question about it. The officials, not exactly the easiest job there. Like they say, you can't please everybody all the time. You got to call what you see. These guys are just as neutral as everybody else who's officiating.
They're going into a little three-man weave out in the front here. Just taking the time down off the clock. Yeah, down to about 10 now. Now they move inside.
Poirier, who hit the first 4 points of the game, has cooled off a little bit. As we have 2 seconds to go, we're going to get the last shot at the buzzer. A scoop shot by Labby, can't hit it. So we finished one here at Linnell Gymnasium, and TA leads it 10-7. We'll be back for the second period of action after we take a short break. Okay, as we see the cheerleaders finishing up their little thing. See the Biddeford varsity cheerleaders doing a routine out there. We were fortunate to have a couple girls on last time these two teams met. Karen Martell being one of them, and senior captain of also the senior captain of the Biddeford cheerleading team. Raj, what do we have for stats in the first?
Okay, for TA, Andy, Agressia is 2, Lambert is 2, Poirier is 4, and DeRoja is 2 and 5 rebounds. Dave Labby leads the Tigers. He has 5 points with 1 foul shot. And Ray Magnan has the other 2 for their total of 7. Labby has 4 bounds. Dutremble has 3, but he's scoreless. Magnan and Goulet each have 2 rebounds. So it's early. 2 fouls on Magnan and also 2 fouls on Carroll for TA. That's where we are, 10-7 after 1.
Okay, that's where we are, and Biddeford gets the ball to start the second period. St. Louis goes over to Ray Magnet. Neither team has wasted much time in going to the hoop. There definitely hasn't been much passing around. It just mainly, second they see an opening, they're going to go for it. These teams are determined to, I think, score a little more than last year's game, which we did here. I don't think past the 40-point mark.
Yeah, that one was a little difficult for both of those teams, and a little difficult for us to do.
Difficult for us to do, but it ended up being an exciting game at the end, which should be the case whenever Biddeford these two teams hook up. It's good for the fans. There's a good crowd here on a Friday evening. Normally, anytime a 3 and 14 teams meet, you wouldn't see this many people, but it's Biddeford Thornton, and that's all that matters. We're going to pick up a foul, and it might be on DeRoja. Might be on DeRoja. Didn't catch it. Okay, it is on DeRoja. Okay, it's second personal. 7:15 to go. We just started the second period. We want to remind you, it's early on, but we'll probably be mentioning to it again as Dave Labby steps on the line. We're scheduled to have on as our custom, as Labby can't hit the first of the 1-and-1, and TA gets the ball. That we're going to have some interviews as the pass goes out of bounds. It'll be Biddeford's ball off DeRoja. Steve DeRoja, a junior who's only first year of organized balls, he explained to us. Maybe he can talk to us a little more about that after the game. Steve's in his first year of organized ball. He's a junior, and he's done a good job for Thornton Academy, as has Sean Dutremble for Biddeford. But Sean has more than 1 year of organized ball. Had a good year last year also for Biddeford. Ball out of bounds. It'll be Thornton Academy's ball. 6:50 to go in the second period. Still 10-7. We have substitutions. Agresti comes in back into the game for Chris Summer. We mentioned we like to have people on as often as we can. So Sean Dutremble, the fine senior. We had Dave Labby on the first game with Agresti, and now Dutremble. And it was good to get usually we have seniors on, but I think at this point that Thornton has a good young team. It might be good to talk about the upcoming next year for Thornton Academy and see Steve's thoughts about his first year of organized ball and about the next year about Thornton Academy's team, right?
Yeah, I'm interested in that, and he's all fired up about talking to us too. So, in fact, maybe the fact that he knows the camera's on him tonight is bothering him.
Yeah, maybe we'll just give him the mic and stay up here too. He said he was ready for us, so we'll give it a shot. Don Perrell has checked into the lineup for Biddeford. He wears 22, and sitting down for Biddeford, I believe, was Ray Magnet. Dutremble will take it from just inside the three-point line, hits for 2, 10-9. Biddeford down by just 1 point now. Perrell tries to steal, makes a nice effort here in front of us.
Biddeford's gone into a full-court press on the last 2 Thornton possessions, so let's follow that and see what happens.
Okay, we'll see if that has a big impact on the story here in the first half. I want to congratulate the Yellow Orchard boys team on a nice semifinal win. As we speak now, it was last evening, Thursday. Jay Agresti hits from outside, just inside the three-point line. TA up 13-9, 5 minutes, 45 seconds to go. As they beat Halldale by 74-70. We'll be up in Augusta to do the Yellow Orchard and Jay game. which should be a good one. Outside shot by Dave Labby. And he hits. Both teams heating up a little from outside, Raj. We talked about the inside game. And it'll be Biddeford's basketball. 13-11, 5.5 to go in the second period.
Was that a three-point shot? It must have been to give them that 13 total. I'm talking about a aggressive shot.
Yeah, I thought he was inside the three-point line. Maybe he was outside. Nevertheless, I must have missed it because I thought he was just inside that three-point line. Thought the officials may have had a better view of that than we have. Okay, so we'll give him 3. 13-11, TA up by 2. Good first half. St. Louis anticipated that Perrott was going to break inside, then he turned and went the other way. That's the reason for that errant pass. And Thornton will get it back. Chris Summer will be inbounding. Thornton's really, I believe, had to lead the whole game.
All the way.
DeRosa being bothered by Labby. And he's tied up now by St. Louis, and possession goes to Thornton Academy. As coming back in the lineup will be Chenard. He should be replacing, he'll be replacing DeRosa. So they got some big people in there right now. 2 6'4" players in Carroll and DeRosa, Carroll and Chenard, and Poirier 6'1", and also Summers 5'11", 6 feet.
Those 2 6'4" players really represent the height for TA.
Yeah, they do. As they go outside to Chenard, don't look for Chenard and Carroll to be much of a force outside. Definitely, it'll be trying to work the ball in for a good shot as they do now to Carroll. That was a good play though. Good play by someone to get the ball in here, and that's where they wanted Carroll, was inside, and they got him, and the shot was missed. So we stand at 4:45 in the second period, and TA holds on to a 13-11 lead as Summers picks up Dutrumbull up high.
Biddeford switching in defenses too every time they come down. Very interesting.
Okay, good point, Raj. As Summer now breaks out of the pack with the ball. Summers played a good game controlling the basketball, as he does in football. He's quarterbacking this team right now in basketball, looking for the open man. He's hit some nice. He made some nice passes also. He's not really scored made much of an impact in the scoring department, but his values have been in other departments. 3-point shot by Agressi outside. Can't get it to hit, and Labby squeezes it down. And St. Louis will start things off for Biddeford. We're approaching the 4-minute mark to go, the halfway point of the second period. Perrott, 3-point shot. Raj, he had 3 points the last time these teams met, and he hit a 3-pointer. And Don Perrott, not afraid to go for that 3-pointer. Chenard, and he gets hammered inside by Perrott. Rather than give up the easy basket, they figure they're going to make Chenard, I think, earn the 2 point. Good play, though, by Perrott to not give up the easy hoop.
And that puts the Tigers ahead for the first time tonight, 14-13.
Yeah, it does. It goes from that's the advantage of the 3-point shot. You're down by 2, and you have a chance to tie it, then all of a sudden you go ahead with 1 basket. Chenard, see, what Perrott did just there was a smart move. He gave himself up, foul. It's only first foul with 3:50 to go in the second period, and Chenard would have had an easy basket. And instead, Thornton comes out with no points. So a good move by Don Perrott. Comes down, makes the big 3-point basket, then key foul, and there's a 5-point swing.
Yeah, and a basket here by Biddeford could really start to hurt the Thornton confidence. They're already walking around shaking their heads because the ball isn't falling. And when you see that start to happen, especially with high school ball players, they tend to lose confidence very, very quickly. And a couple of points now by Biddeford could be very, very big in this game early.
Oh, definitely. DeRosa, nice pass to Agressi, streaking off the left side, right side, and he hits. Jay hits a 10-footer from the right of the baseline. As driving inside, it'll be Dutrumbull. Nice basket. I'm sure they'll give him the basket. Oh, they're going to wipe it out. I thought maybe the shot went up before he fouled him, but I guess not. So it remains 15-14. TA leading it by 1. And they'll also get the ball, and Biddeford goes into again a press, right?
Right. They've been consistent with that press.
One pass too many, I believe, that time from Poirier to DeRosa.
Yeah. They had a 3-on-1, and they just made one pass too many.
I think Mike's talking to Bill Poirier now. That was one pass too many. I think he felt that Bill should have taken the shot underneath. If anything, he could have drawn a foul, if not scored the basket. Carroll decides to go outside to, they go down to Agresti. Agresti's starting to heat up, Raj. He's definitely the scoring factor for Thornton Academy the whole year.
Yeah, 7 points this quarter, 9 for the game.
Outside shot won't go. Labby was having his problems inside mainly because it's good defense by Thornton Academy. They're just creaming and leveling him every time he goes inside, but he'll go to the line. He may just get a lot of work from the foul line tonight, I believe, Raj. As picking up the foul is 50, Kevin Carroll, and that's 3 on Carroll.
And Carroll, he's in trouble. Ray Magnet also has 3 for Biddeford.
Okay, so these are the people. Dana Lambert comes in, and Carroll comes out of the lineup. Anytime you can substitute a 5'7" player for a 6'4" player, there must be somebody else on the court and with even height. As Labby hits the first, 2:38 to go. We have more substitutions. Chris Goulette, a sophomore for Biddeford, comes in. He replaces Jason Kennedy, who was into the game, who snuck in there without us seeing it.
Yeah, I missed him too.
I worked with Jason's brother, Steve,
Oh, really?
who also played for Biddeford at one time. Jason is a senior at 6'1". DeRosa, yeah, the press is definitely working. Nice bounce pass from Perrell to Dutremble. Dutremble hits, and he was hammered by, could be DeRosa, I believe, and if it is, that'll be 3 on DeRosa. We'll have to pick up the foul here. 2:33 to go. Biddeford goes, no, it's not on DeRosa. Excuse me. It's on Chris Summer. That's his first foul. 2:33 to go. Has been a timeout called, as we'll watch the Biddeford cheerleaders there, and maybe we'll have Roger talk. Biddeford up by 1, 18-17. Dutremble has a chance to complete a 3-point play.
Yeah, and that press, as we're talking about, is really starting to affect the Thornton offense. Dave Labby's also been establishing himself more and more, I think, as the game goes on. He now has 9 points and 7 rebounds, is very strong under the boards. Dutremble has 4 points all in the second quarter. Agresti is shooting well, as Andy pointed out, and now in the second quarter. He has 9 points, 7 of them here in the second quarter. This thing is heating up, and I think we're going to have a good one. 18-17 now in favor of the Tigers.
Oh, yeah, it's, you know, we love doing Biddeford Thornton. Of course, we don't normally get a chance to do the football Biddeford Thornton because we're mainly doing Old Orchard. If Full Orchard keeps up the way they've been going, we're never going to do Biddeford Thornton. They'll always be in the playoffs. What a program they've got there going in football. But it's fun to do. We get a chance to do it in basketball, and it really doesn't matter, you know, if they're. It's nice if they are going, such as the girls' game, where they're both headed for the playoffs. But even the boys' game, the last one I did this year, and I know the ones we did, you know, last year together. It's fun. There's a lot of intensity, and the people love it, and it's good for the community, and it's exciting to see. 19-17, Biddeford up by a hoop now as Dutremble completes that 3-point play. Sean, as we mentioned, will be a guest at the end of the game. Poirier had DeRosa all alone underneath the basket, hitting from outside.
Agresti.
Yeah, it was Agresti, and we mentioned Agresti is the guy who heats up. Definitely watch him if he gets hot, because he'll, as he now steals the basket ball and goes up for 2. And Agresti is really showing his presence this evening, as he has all year long. Good basketball. He's still got a year to go, right?
Quick 4 points by Agresti puts them back on top.
And you can see Thornton starting to gain some momentum back after the timeout. Bill Poirier just inside 10 feet. He can't get it to go. DeRosa battles, and Dutremble comes up with it. Dutremble sees 4 Thornton players, so St. Louis takes a 3-point attempt, no good. Poirier battles and gets the rebound just ahead of Labby. They're not giving Labby much room inside. He's not having his way. He's not on easy street as he was last game. that these two teams met. They've definitely had a game plan to stop him inside and go from there. I believe we'll pick up a foul, and that might be on Peril. And Roger says it is. Yeah, 2 on Don Peril. Going to the line is Dana Lambert. 21-19. Thornton Academy up. 1 minute, 16 seconds to go till halftime. We're at Linnell Gymnasium for the season finale. It's February 19th. The Thornton JVs won earlier against the Biddeford JVs. If you're unable to catch our girls telecast or been to the game, the Biddeford girls prevailed in that one, as did the JV Biddeford girls.
Lambert is 4 for 4 at the foul line, Andy.
Okay, good point. In a game like this, that could be very important as the game gets late, as Lambert can't get it to hit. Try a tip in by Agresti, couldn't get it to go. And a nice steal by Thornton Academy. They also doing a little bit of pressing of their own. Labby, who likes to drive to that hoop. Nice scoop shot. Dave wasn't to be denied that time. Long pass by Lambert, and just too far that time. Goes out of bounds. 23-21, TA up by a bucket. 47 seconds to go. Raj will have to.
Oh, this is a good game. This is a good game. A fun game. We're seeing some nice variety. Teams going to the hoop. We're seeing some three-point shots. Nice shooting by Labby at one end, by Agresti at the other. It's a good basketball game.
Yeah, it is. Very evenly matched teams, and it's definitely fun being here. Stolen, now Labby goes inside, and he hits inside. Give a lot of credit to, I think, St. Louis, who helped make that play develop. And we're going to get a foul. I don't know if it's a... okay, it's just a foul. I thought for a minute it was technical. But the foul will be on number 42, Poirier. Coming in now will be Kevin Chenard, and I believe Poirier will be sitting down. 37 seconds to go. It's deadlock, 23 apiece, and Labby goes to the line.
That's only Poirier's first foul, so he's not in any trouble. Okay. Labby can't get it to go, and Trumbull battles, and he can't get it. As coming down is Chris Summer, being guarded by Labby. Agresti from outside, three-point shot. Jay Agresti, I believe that may be his second three-pointer, Rod. It is, absolutely.
We're down to 20 seconds. That puts Thornton up by, that's the difference in the game, is that three-point shot. Biddeford just may go for the last shot here and not chance it with 10 seconds to go. Labby now a spinning move. No basket. They're going to call him for steps, so Thornton has a chance to go to increase this lead, and they have the players who can throw that three-point shot up.
Look for Agresti to put it up. I would think 6 seconds left, they come up court.
That's a good point. He does have the basketball. I look for him to shoot also right here at the buzzer. And it's good. Basket is good, and Jay Agresti is hot, Raj. There's no question about it. I see smoke. Yeah, he'll be at the foul line. I see smoke coming out of his sneakers. That's how hot he is. He just may be unstoppable. He is in the first half. There's not much that they can do. He's a good basketball player. No question about it. So, there is no time left on the clock. 28-23, Thornton Academy up. And going to the line, as the foul was on St. Louis, he picks up his second foul. I think Agresti would have been just content in getting that basket off. And you know, that came maybe 6 inches of being a four-point play, because Jay was just about on that line, on that three-point line when you let that shot go up. And for a minute, I thought it was a little questionable on the three-point play. I believe as soon as somebody touches it, the buzzer will go off. There's like maybe a quarter of a second left. Agresti gets it to go, and that'll be it right here. Well, oh, no buzzer went off, but that'll be it. The score at halftime is Thornton Academy 29, the Biddeford Tigers 23. We'll be back for some stats at halftime after we take a pause for the cause.
basket. Chris Goulet has 4 rebounds also for Biddeford. So that's our score, 29-23, as we are ready to pick up the second half of action. And for that, we'll turn you back to Andy Poirier.
Okay, Raj. Good job, as I was able to meet up with some old friends I ain't seen in a while down here. Some old acquaintances of mine. Okay, 29-23. I imagine the advice that was given from Ron Cody must have been, we got to stop Jay Agresti, and the advice from Mike Tate must have been, Jay, keep scoring. You've scored about 80% of our points thus far. Keep it up. But he is a good basketball player, and if he has that open shot, when a guy gets hot like that, there's no need not to take it. As Dave Labby again establishes position, nice pass from Sean Dutremble inside, and Biddeford gets a much needed, I think, basket here, because Thornton had a 6-point lead, and now they break it down to 4 as we just started this thing, and maybe it'll give Biddeford a little bit of momentum. Thornton Academy comes out with DeRocher 20, mainly their starting lineup that they had out there when they started this basketball game. As Labby, I believe, will pick up a foul. Good pump fake by Poirier to draw that foul. As we look at Thornton Academy's roster, Biddeford High's roster, I believe both starting units are in. So 7:17 to go till the third period of play. As we just open this thing up, Poirier misses the first. Poirier opened this thing up with 4 quick points too, Raj. Looked like he was going to get hot, and he misses both of them. Since then, he's really cooled off. Mentioned a lot of these seniors really playing in their last game for their respective teams. I think there's an all-star team during the course of the year, though, also. As Labby hits, and he gets hammered as he does hit, so he's going to the line to try to complete a 3-point play. And as usual, Labby is remaining to be a force inside, Raj.
Yes, he is. All points so far by Labby, and that's a 3rd personal on Chris Summer.
Well, we mentioned last time these 2 teams met, the 2 leading scorers that are leading this one, Agresti and Labby also. So nothing has changed as far as that goes. Out of bounds on Agresti, they call it, and it'll be Biddeford's ball. You know, last time, again, we have to allude to it because it kind of compares with the way that this game's going. It was a great game for first half. Biddeford was up by 3, then Biddeford broke it open in the third. And right now, Biddeford scored 5 straight points, 29-28, but Thornton now gets the rebound, and Thornton is yet to score in this third quarter. But we've only played 1 minute and 20 seconds. But now Dana Lambert answers my comment here at 1.5 minutes of the third, and scores a bucket, so Thornton now up by 3.
That's a big point, a big bucket.
Yeah, they really needed it because it now gives them some, it gives them that security of the lead too, that Biddeford of going scoreless for a long period of time. It breaks that string. DeRocher up high. Now bounce pass to Agresti, and reaching in will be Magnet. I noticed as soon as Jay got the ball, they had Magnet and both St. Louis double teaming him, and Magnet got called for a reaching in foul. Oh, there was St. Louis, excuse me. Well, it could have been either one, basically, but St. Louis picks up number 3. 6:11 to go, and the clock moving now for a period 3. 31-28. Trojans still lead it. We're at Linnell Gymnasium. Nice running one-hander by Jay Agresti by the baseline.
You know, when he does his little jump shot from the outside, it's a little awkward. It looks awkward because he doesn't square up to the basket. It comes from an angle. But you don't argue with that kind of success, I'll tell you.
No, I don't, especially when you scored 67% of your team's points thus far, about 2/3 basically. 21 out of the 33 points. As we see Ray Magnet, a little high, but nice save by Goulet, but the only trouble is it's to Agresti, who has a 3-on-2 break. And he decides to go to the basket, almost completes the basket, and good job of establishing position and drawing the foul. This time, I think it'll be on Magnet, unless they change jerseys at halftime. We've seen that before,
That's
but not in basketball.
Not in basketball.
Jack Troll knows what we're talking about, I think. The only trouble, Jack, if you're listening, is tell us next time, please. 4 fouls now on Ray Magnet, as Lambert hits the first. And Thornton Academy up by now 6 points, 34-28. Agresti hits both. So Agresti with 23 points now hits a pair from the line.
And he's 5 for 5 at the line.
Yeah, well, he's hot anyway. He could be shooting from the showers right now. He'd probably hit. I was talking to somebody downstairs, and they said that Jay was thirsty and threw 2 quarters and landed right in the slot machine. He got a Pepsi during halftime break. So I'm not saying he's not, hot, but, Dana Lambert takes it up. Thornton enjoying, I believe, their biggest lead right now is a 7-point lead with 5 minutes to go in the third period. And we're going to get a kick. I think it was a kick on Peril. Kicking the ball, not the player, that is. 5:03 to go in the third. TA will have it as DeRosa takes it outside. He goes to Carroll, who now goes to Agresti. Agresti makes a nice dipsy doodle move there, and he can't get it to go. And St. Louis goes to Peril, who now goes inside to Labby. Labby scoop underhand shot and up and in. Dave Labby is really showing you the type of play he's been all year. This is nothing new right here. He's been doing a job for them all year.
That's 20 points in the game now for Labby.
Well, maybe the rest of everybody can go home and we can have Jay and Dave go one-on-one the rest of the game. As Dutrumbull can't get it to go. Stolen by Goulet. Nice play by Chris Goulet. Dutrumbull almost makes a spectacular play, but I believe he draws the foul. Give a lot of credit, though, to Chris Goulet for saving that play. He made that play happen. Biddeford down by 5, a chance to cut it here. 4:09 to go in the third period. What's that famous line Johnny Mose always says? Dipsy doodle, or?
He diddles, he daddles.
He diddles, he daddles, and he fiddles and he faddles. That time he faddled because he didn't score. Oh, well, that's a faddle right there. And Sean swishes the second one, as the first one got the old air ball mocked here. That, well, I think we've all thrown an air ball one time or another.
Speak for yourself.
I've thrown more than one. If I'm going to speak for myself, I've missed more than one. Agresti goes outside, can't hit, and we're going to get a foul on Carroll, reaching over as Goulet had established position that time, and Carroll reached over and banged him. Yeah, 4 and Kevin Carroll. We may see a replacement shortly. I believe Mike Tate is motioning now to Shenar to come in for Carroll, but it's a little late because the play has already started. 3:45 to go. Tigers are now down by 4 points, 35-31. Inside to Labby. Labby, Carroll really couldn't afford to bang into Labby like he has been, because he would have been fouled out right now.
He banged him as it was and got away with it, I think.
Yeah. And Labby did a nice job to score that hoop. Down to a 2-point game as Agresti can't hit. And Biddeford starting game, a little bit of momentum here. Peril will go. Nice bounce pass to Labby inside. Nice play, Don Peril. Good unselfish play, Raj. Saw Labby streaking down and made that nice bounce pass. And fundamentals.
Yeah, and 11 points for Labby in the quarter.
Yeah, that's amazing. Nice feeds, though, by Dutrumbull and Peril. And everybody adding up. And we're deadlocked at 35 apiece. 2:50 to go. 2:54 to go in the third period. And show you how these two teams come in here both deadlocked with records, and now they're tied with still 2:54 to go, so nothing's been settled yet.
Fouls on St. Louis, and that should be his 4th.
Okay, so there's we got a couple of players in foul trouble. Jamie St. Louis, and coming in as 31, the transfer from Finland, I believe, is Thomas Sori. A big guy, another big guy in the 31. I believe he's staying 6'4".
Yeah, they're going to need that height. Nice, good work inside by DeRosa on the inbounds play.
All right, so TA back up 37-35, so they deny a Biddeford lead. I don't think Biddeford's led once in this game. DeRosa now steals the ball. He's driving it alone up, and he misses it. And coming down with it is Sorry, and we're going to get a foul as Lambert creams Dutremble just as he gets the pass off. DeRosa made a nice steal and just couldn't get the shot to go up as he was being pursued by a couple of Biddeford defenders, so footsteps might have had something to do with that.
Oh, they were behind him, but I think he's going to remember that one for a while.
Yeah, and that could have been a 4-point lead. Instead, now we have a tie game. So there's a 4-point swing right there, Raj. Could have been 39-35, and it's deadlocked at 37. We have 2:20 to go, and it's TA's ball. Biddeford has never led in this basketball game.
That's right. DeRosa did everything right but put the ball. No, they've been up by a point, I think, at one point. I think.
Oh, yeah, 19-18 or 18-17, right. And they have a chance here to go up by 2 as Perrell breaks it open, and he goes up, and he can't get it to go. But Labby and Biddeford now up by 2, and you can feel some momentum swift changing. But then again, we thought that happened a little early, and Thornton came back. So 39-37.
Yeah, they're on a nice run here. They were down 7 and now lead by 2. So it's a good comeback, strong comeback.
Rosa goes back out to Lambert as they play give and go. And Labby, good position over Aggressy for that rebound.
2-point game. It's a good one. It's been a good one all the way.
Yeah, and I think if Biddeford goes up here by 4, you may see a timeout. I would not be surprised as you see Labby battling on the boards, and they're going to call it off of Labby. And it's Biddeford's ball. You almost sense that a timeout may have been coming if Biddeford would have scored again, but then again, I'm not the coach, so.
Can you imagine what this kid Labby could do if he had, let's say, 3 or 4 more inches in height? He's so strong under the boards as it is, and it's all position and skill. You know, it's all technique. And if he had more height, the kid would be fantastic.
Well, he gets 100% out of his size. There's no question. He gives it. He's all hard out there, and he really plays the game. As we're going to pick up a foul, he really plays the game a lot taller than a 6'2" player should play it. Thomas Sorry will go to the line as he was hit by 42 Bill Poirier, who picks up foul number 3. It comes at 1:03 to go in the 3rd period. Biddeford is up by a pair and a chance to increase that lead a little bit here. And Sorry, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I believe it's Thomas Sorry.
You'd be sorry if you aren't.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, I'm sorry you came up with that.
Somebody had to go for it.
Yeah.
I just beat you to it.
All right. And he misses the second one, so Biddeford up by 3 with a minute to go in the 3rd period, and TA comes down with the ball now. Really, at this stage of the game, you don't want more than a 3-point lead right now, the way this thing's been going, because if Thornton fails to score here and Biddeford comes down with a hoop, then it's going to be a big momentum booster for the Tigers.
Yeah, TA is slowing things down, and that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, at this point in time, they see Biddeford getting a little hot. And it's definitely been Biddeford's 3rd period. Yeah, with 30 seconds to go, they just may go for the last one here. As he fiddles and he faddles.
Yes, he does.
And it's out of bounds, but yeah, we're down to 19, and for a minute I thought that was John Regan officiating. It looks like John. That's Gary Agger doing the officiating. As we see, Lambert goes outside now to DeRosa. We're down to 5 seconds. They're going to have to make some kind of a move to the basket. Lambert can't get it to go. Biddeford gets it. Long shot is, never made it past the half-court markers. It hit the roof, and that ends 3 periods of play. So from Linnell Gymnasium in Saco, we've ended 3, and the score is Biddeford 40, Thornton Academy 37. We have a good one, so stick around for the 4th period. So we'll take a break and be right back. Okay, the Thornton Academy cheerleaders doing a little bit of a routine there. Trying to get the fans and the adrenaline flowing. I think there's enough adrenaline in here right now, though. Roger figuring out some stats for us. We mentioned Roger doing the color this evening. Bob McKinney at the camera. My name's Andy Poirier. We're all at Linnell Gymnasium in Saco for this final game for a lot of these high school seniors. Unless, I believe there's an all-star game in high school now that they started a few years back. And so maybe a couple of these seniors may get into that, including Dave Labby.
Biddeford outscored TA in that third quarter 17-8. That gives you an idea of what happened. And our leading scorer now in the game is Labby with 26, and Agressius 23. So it's a good battle. 3 points.
Definitely a good battle. Mentioned the last time these two teams met, that was the difference was that third period. Biddeford blew it open, but it was a Biddeford halftime early lead by 3, and then they just outscored them by about the same margin and never looked back. But it's still only a 3-point game. It's definitely way far from over.
You know, in the third quarter, too, DeRozier stayed pretty much on the outside. I'm wondering if we're going to see him post inside a little bit more and see if we can use some advantage, his height advantage.
As Lambert throws up an air ball, and it's taken down by Labby now as he decides to dribble. And he's going to just take it to the hoop, and they just give him some room. He saw a seam in the lane. As we see, outlet pass to Lambert. Lambert does a nice job saving it. And there's some bodies going around. And Story comes down. He's going to dribble it down. He may just take it to the hoop over Poirier. Up and in off the boards. Thomas Story hits. And 42-37. Well, the big guy showed a good bit of dribbling exhibition there.
He's been very impressive. Where's he been all game?
Oh, well, the rest of the 8 guys been on the bench over there watching it. He's looked good coming into the game. He's added something to him. And the Tigers with a 5-point lead. Well, I would think something's going to happen here if they go up by 7. We're down to 6.5 to go in the fourth period. They really don't want to see this lead climb any higher than it has. It's been a Thornton game for more than a half, and all of a sudden Biddeford's really starting to take over a little bit. As DeRosa battles Labby and Poirier comes down with the rebound. As Summers now dribbles. We're going to get a reaching in foul on Chris Goulette. Things are starting to heat up a little, and I don't mean in scoring.
No, they are starting to heat up a little. I hope everybody keeps calm in this thing. It's been too good a game for anything else to happen. But they've been controlling themselves pretty well. I think it's going to be just a good, clean game the rest of the way.
Yeah, basically it has. Really, no tempers have flared yet. It's been a physical game. There's been a lot of inside work and a lot of clean play. There hasn't been anything dirty. .42-37, 6:10 to go. Tigers lead. Tigers have the ball. They're in the black and orange. And a drive. We may get a charge on Peril, and that's exactly what it is. And he gets up holding his arm. He may be injured. Fell right on that right arm. And St. Louis comes in for Peril. He got a chance to rest that arm.
You know, TA hasn't scored yet in this fourth quarter. We're down to 6 minutes to play. They've got to get some offense going. They're down 5. They can't afford to go down 7. That might be the kiss of death in this one.
And basically, the last 10 minutes, they've only scored 8 points.
Right.
The Thornton team seemed to have trouble in the third period. The girls team was talking to us, too, and remember, they said they've had that lapse all year long in that third period, and we've seen it from the games that we've done. And also, I mentioned last time these teams met, it was in the third period. There was also a little problem. As I'm wondering what kind of a problem we have here. I don't know. I don't know if things got heated up under the basket and the refs may have just called something. I don't know. I didn't catch that, Rod.
No, I didn't catch it either. I think he called a foul on Chris Goulette.
Okay,
and then,
it is. Yeah,
and then they went with a timeout. You know what's failed Thornton Academy in the second half particularly, I think everybody's just waiting for Jay Agressi to put in all the points, and he's going to do it from the outside. They have no inside game at all in terms of offense. They've moved DeRozier back to the inside, but they've got to get the ball to him if they're going to expect him to score. Carroll and Poirier also have got to put the ball up if they're going to get back into this thing. They can't just be sitting around passing the ball back outside and waiting for Jay Agresti to light it up. It's not going to happen, consistently enough to pull this thing out. They've got to have an inside game.
And you know what's going to happen if those other players start hitting? It's going to open some more area for Agresti to get back to hitting some shots also. It'll give him more room if other people start contributing more.
Absolutely. Everybody tightens up inside. You're bound to free up the outside shot. But right now, you've got to establish some kind of an inside game.
Yeah, the story of this game is Agresti has half this team's points. And when you focus on a team that's been hot like that and the other players can't put it in, then really you're going to come out with an L at the end of the game. 5:48 to go in the fourth and final period. Agresti at the foul line, and he can't get to hit the first shot. So Biddeford again holds on to a 5-point lead with 5:40 to go, and they have the basketball. St. Louis takes it down. He's being guarded by Lambert.
Come on, Dino!
They look to Goulet was streaking towards the basket. He's got some room underneath the basket, and they don't get the ball to him as Labby had his back turned. And good position that time by Agresti, who really isn't one of the taller players. He's getting some opportunities under the basket too, as outside shot Summers can't hit. As before, Lambert gets a chance to hit it off of St. Louis, which was a smart play. He had taken a couple of steps before that, kind of off balance. As we see St. Louis taking the ball up, good bit of dribbling by St. Louis. He gets it outside to Dutremble, who can't hit. Labby follows up with Dutremble's missed ball. They can't hit. Battle for the rebound. Carroll uses his height. Outlet pass. Nice pass from Summer to Lambert. And Lambert blows the easy basket. Nice piece of work, though, by Chris Summer to get the ball. Chris has made some good assists thus far. As we're going to get Thornton's ball, might have hit the baseline, dribbling the ball, Dutremble.
You notice how the Tigers always go for the hoop. If Labby has it, obviously he drives.
Their strength is inside.
And the Thornton team, on the other hand, will come down, and even Carroll is taking 15-foot jumpers. You got to get inside.
Okay, what happened that time was Agresti tried a long jumper and just Labby and Agresti collided, and they called Labby for only his second personal foul. That's amazing, too, about the type of game that Labby plays. He can only have two personal fouls at 4:38 to go. He really has a tendency to hold. Even in the game we did, I think, last time, I think he only ended up, as we see Agresti hit there, a 4-point game now. Last time these two teams met, he only had 2 fouls in the whole game, and he did all his work inside.
1 point ahead. First 2 points in the fourth quarter with 4:38 left to play.
Okay, 4:38, and basically only 10 points in a period and a half, I believe, by Thornton Academy. Each team, that's a good point. Only 2 points for each team. Dutremble just inside the 3-point line. He can't get the hit. Again, that's Labby. He's being hammered by Poirier. He was hammered twice, and they gave him 2 chances, and you don't give Dave Labby more than 1 chance. Now the ball's thrown away by Summer, and Biddeford feels this thing really turning around, as does everybody else. 44-39, 5-point Biddeford lead. We have 4:15 to go in the fourth period, and Mike Tate, I believe, calls timeout.
16 rebounds in this game by Labby, all coming right underneath, most of them off his own shots. You know, he'll miss one, he'll go up and get it again, he'll get it again. Finally, he puts it in. It's just technique and knowing how to box out, because he certainly doesn't have the height, but boy, what talent.
You know, I was just thinking, if this game had started out with each team, with Thornton Academy stopping Labby, okay, inside, and stopping Agresti outside, we'd have a 6-2 game right now in the fourth period. 4:15 to go, and the score is 44-39.
Labby has 28 points in the game.
28 out of the 44.
That's right, and Jay Agresti has 25 out of the 39.
Need we say any more? So Biddeford, I believe, gets the basketball after Thornton made the errant pass under their own basket. One team will go home with a 4-14.
Oh, now they're leaving.
And the other team will stay with a 3-15. But more importantly, it's a matter of pride here. It's a battle of the bridge. Even in basketball it is. Biddeford holds an early victory in the season over them, 72-51. Sorry gets, and Biddeford just using their height inside now as they're converting on their second attempts, Raj. Sorry now hits. He's looked good ever since he's been into the game.
He has 5 points all in the second half.
Hitting outside that time was, I believe, Poirier. I thought it was Bill Poirier. It was. So it's a 5-point game. And really, Thornton needed that hoop desperately. And it was good to see it come from someone else. Chris Goulet outside. Out of bounds, hits a cheerleader. And the ball remains Biddeford's underneath their own hoop. We got a replacement. DeRosa will be back into the game. And coming out, I'm not sure, is Dana Lambert now. As we have some height now in there for Thornton as well, as they've got a counter with something under those boards. What it is when Biddeford misses their first shot, Dave's got to have some size in there and not give them that second one. That's where they're getting killed also, is that second and third. Trumbull makes a nice move, now takes it to the hoop. Jump shot, he can't get it to go. Chris Summer goes, wow. Chris Summer there, coast to coast that time, Rod. Makes a nice play, took it on his own. And now it's a 46-43 game, 2:50 to go, and the clock moving. Biddeford up by 3. They have the ball.
Biddeford is slowing things down, and I'm not sure if that might not backfire. That hasn't been their pace in the second half. They've been coming down, going underneath. Now they draw the foul. But their game is play the underneath game, and I'm not saying it isn't going to work, but very often when you change your style to try to preserve a lead, and you don't stay with the same offense that got you there, it can hurt.
Really, and 3 points isn't really much of a lead to preserve at this point. You've got to continue playing your game. And St. Louis goes up and hits as Ron Cody claps and giving him the good job sign. That's a precious situation for a young man. I mean, a lot of people here. It's a bit of a Thornton game, and he calmly sinks 2 free throws to put Biddeford up from a 3-point lead to a 5-point lead. Summers wisely calls times out. Good move as Chris saw that there was nobody open. And Ron, I think, is arguing that that was more than the time, 5 seconds, that usually is allowed. So the Tigers lead at 48-43. 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go in the 4th period of action. This is it, then it's tournament time. Local high schools, Biddeford girls are in it, Thornton Academy girls are in it, and the Old Orchard boys, as we speak, play tomorrow evening. By the time this game is viewed, we'll know the results of that. They're playing the Jay Tigers. Those teams have built a rivalry up in football and now get a chance to meet each other in the basketball court.
You know, talking to some folks at the beach, if they should get past Jay, assuming that can happen, then we're wishing them all the best. But apparently their counterpart in Easton Maine Class C, a team that seems to be winning and going all the way, is Callis. And they feature a front line of a boy at 6'11" and a boy at 6'5". So those two guys would match up very, very well against the beach height, and that should be a tremendous game.
Well, that'd be a great matchup. DeRosa makes a nice play. Steve DeRosa cuts a lead now to within 3. And that Chris Summer timeout really paid off. Now the ball stolen. Lead pass to Summers. He makes a nice cut. And Chris Summer finds an open seam and hits.
Great pass.
And Raj, in 20 seconds, they've scored 4 quick points, and it's a 1-point Biddeford lead. And Thornton now goes into a full court press. And I'll tell you, you got to give credit to Chris Summer. He called the timeout. He changed the momentum of this thing. He made a heads-up play, and now we get a violation against Biddeford. And I believe it'll be a foul.
Foul on Goulet, number 13, for reaching over. TA is doing what they have to do, but there's still plenty of time. It's not really time to get frantic yet. They may want to get frantic a little later, but not quite yet. 1 minute and 53 is plenty of time.
Yeah, and going to the line will be Chris Summer. He's been the story here in the last minute. Basically, got to give him a lot of credit for calling that timeout. And he hits it. We're tied at 48, and he'll get another. 1:53 to go. This has been a good, this is what you like. I mean, you know, really neither team is going anywhere, standings-wise, but neither team wants to lose this game, neither. As we get Chris Goulette with the big rebounds for Biddeford. Has a big missed shot, though, with 1:40 to go. Dutremble, as you mentioned, Biddeford decided to slow things down a little. Dutremble can't get it to go in the battle. Goulette takes an 8-footer and hits. Chris Goulette get the big rebound back here in the defensive end, and now it hits the basket. 1.5 minutes to go, Raj. 2-point Biddeford lead.
First 2 points for Goulette in the game. Agresti.
And Summer gets a big rebound off a miss by Agresti. He's going to drive to the hoop, and we're going to get a foul inside. As I believe drawing a foul might be Agresti, and you don't want that guy at the line in this situation. 1:16 to go in the fourth period. The fans love it. I'm sure the people watching this thing enjoying it, because we are.
Well, that's the 4th foul on Chris Goulette. We have a number of people now with 4 fouls. Goulette, as we said, Ray Magnet has 4. Jamie St. Louis has 4. For Thornton Academy, Chris Summer has 4. Kevin Carroll, Bill Poirier. So they all have 4 fouls. A lot of folks are in jeopardy right now. But with 1:16, that might not be too important. You go for everything you've got at this point.
I'll tell you, I'm trying to think back this year at the games I've covered, and I think this is probably the best game that I've done. As far as game-wise, this is an exciting game. This one's going right to the wire. There's been a lot of blowouts that we've done, and but this one is right now second to none. This is an exciting ball game. The Thornton Bonnie Eagle game was a good one. The girls' game that we had done earlier, I think that was a 2-point game. That came down to the last few seconds and stuff. But as far as intensity, too, you can't beat it. It's been for Thornton basketball, and it's been a real enjoyable game to do.
Yeah, I did a Old Orchard Beach North Yarmouth Academy thing that was a real yawner. You have to fight to stay awake. It was done at the end of the first quarter, and after that, all you do is try to describe the inside of the gym, because there's nothing else to talk about.
Well, there's been a lot of yawners as far as Old Orchard's been going, because they've blown everybody off the court basically in a regular season, except maybe the Falmouths, and they've had some, some of the harder teams that have given them a few close. In a tournament, they've had a couple of 5-6 point wins. Yeah, some good tournament games here, which is, I think, all good to them.
This is a great game to do. It's a lot of fun and very exciting.
And Agresti misses the first basket. Biddeford remains up by 2 points, but he'll get a second. And Jay hits, so it's a 1-point Biddeford lead. And Agresti steals the ball. And we're going to get a jump, and possession-wise, is Mike Tate being held back. Mike Tate almost went for that ball.
Yeah,
so much these two teams. Yeah, both coaches really get into this. And Mike, I thought he was going to jump out in the court after the ball. But Biddeford gets possession of the ball. That was almost a backcourt violation. Carroll will commit the foul before the shot was up. So Sorry, who's played pretty well, really since coming in, is going to get his shot at the line. Talk about a precious situation for a young man from another country right now. Here it is.
This is it. But this kid looks very good to me.
This may be his moment in the sun all year long.
If he's from a Scandinavian country, he probably wants to be in the sun. It's cold out there,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, definitely won't be sorry if he makes it.
That was 5 on Carroll. Carroll is fouled out.
Okay, Kevin Carroll fouls out. And Thomas Sawyer's looked real good since coming in. I've been impressed with this guy since he came in. And it's tough for somebody to come off the bench in a big game like this and do the job that he's been doing. And he misses, so with a minute to go, Thornton Academy comes down now. Agresti's going to take a shot. He can't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound. As a Biddeford player lands in the bleachers, he may be shaken up, trying to go for the ball. And he's still in there, and it's Dave Labby, and he's hurt. As I don't think the Biddeford coaches have realized that he was still in the bleachers with everything going on. Dave is hurt. He made a nice attempt. It just shows you the heart of Dave Labby. You know, he really went for that ball, and it shows you how much a game like this means to a kid like Dave Labby, who really poured his heart and soul out into the whole season.
Oh, absolutely. He's had a great game. As we said, he has the 28 points right now in the game, while Agresti is...
all the wars he's been in.
Yep. And Agresti is 26, so they have been the story, obviously. We have 53 seconds. There's plenty of time. It's still, no time to really get too frantic. And Biddeford basketball with a 1-point lead, this thing could go either way.
Yeah, I think what you're going to see here is if Thornton does decide to foul, they may go to Sorry or somebody who's not as good at the foul line. They don't want to foul somebody like St. Louis or Labby. Sorry. They're going to call it out on Thornton. Well, we'll let the camera speak there. You can make up your own mind what you saw. The officials say it was out on Thornton Academy. Agresti didn't agree with them. And the ball is out of bounds, and it'll be Thornton's basketball. 40 seconds to go. It's a 1-point Biddeford lead. Inbounding it now, they go to Lambert, who brings the ball up. Ball almost tipped away, and it's going to be a jump ball, and I believe Thornton will get the possession. It'll be Thornton's possession.
You wonder about calling a timeout right now, just to settle things down, set up a play, and that's exactly what they're doing. And Mike's making the right choice. Settle things down, call a play, and just get some of the nerves out of this thing. Let the adrenaline ease up a little bit, and I think it's not a bad idea for Ron Cody's boys too. They've got to be able to set up a good defense and know what they want to do. So the timeout comes at a good time, and the shot that's going to be taken will be the best shot, and that's important with 33 seconds left.
Yeah, definitely. 33 seconds to go. Well, we said these teams were evenly matched at the outset, both 3 and 14. We didn't figure that this game would be like the first one, the 72-51 game that Biddeford handed them. The second game's usually a little closer, but this one happens to be a lot closer. See the Thornton cheerleaders cheering up the gymnasium here. It'll be TA's ball right at the half-court line, and inbounding it. I think who's done a fine job tonight. He's got to be it would have to be a dark horse for an MVP in this game would be Chris Summer. He's played an exceptional game passing, and he's made some key plays and drove to the basket, made some key baskets. His baskets have come at key times, I've noticed.
Yeah, he's had a great fourth quarter. A lot of drive.
He's been a big pressure player.
Yeah, the other thing I might mention, TA has missed 4 foul shots in this fourth quarter. And that could have an effect on this final score.
They may be going for the last one to win this thing.
Lambert.
Oh, big rebound. It was a miss by Lambert, and we're going to get a foul by Bill Poirier on Dutrumble with 12 seconds left, so TA misses the outside shot, and it will put Dutrumble at the line.
Poirier fouls out.
Poirier, yeah, fouls out, as Roger mentions. Well, they have 4 on the board. So we're going to have to wait a minute. They're not looking like he did foul out, so maybe it's 4 fouls on Poirier. 12 seconds to go, and this is what pressure really is right here. Sean is scheduled to be with us after the game. Labby gets a big rebound by Dave Labby. He holds on to it, and they're going to call a foul now as Labby reached in there and gets the big rebound with 6 seconds to go. And he may be going to the line. Here's the type of guy you don't want at the line right now. Give a lot of credit to Dave Labby, who reached in for that rebound. 6 seconds ago, the foul was on Lambert for reaching in, only his second one, but this point it's really irrelevant as far as who the foul's on. Labby didn't hit. Thornton Academy gets it. 5 seconds, last shot. Timeout, Thornton Academy. 2 seconds to go. Boy, talk about coming down to the wire. It can't come any closer than this run.
It's an inbounds pass and a shot. Now,
Chris Summer, I believe, might have been all alone there.
Yeah, he may have been, but in the heat of of the exchange, you never was seen.
No, a lot of pressure. There was people surrounding Lambert. He did a good job to just control the ball and call a timeout, because they still get a shot here at the last. You know, they still get an opportunity at one last shot.
Well, if you were a betting man, and I know you're not, but if we were betting, I think you see an inbounds pass somehow that gets into Agresti's hands, and he just puts it up as soon as it touches his hands, and that's the ball game.
You know, you never know. They could try to draw a foul inside also.
They put another second on the clock, by the way, Andy. It's now set at 3.
Yeah, and Ron Cody is asking him why, and I believe that when he called timeout, maybe by the time the people at the officiating table saw it, and it might have elapsed 1 second. Nevertheless, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, it maybe gives somebody that extra second to, could be important. That extra second may be very important.
Well, it'll give Agresti another extra second to shoot.
Yeah, you never know if they go inside. I know Biddeford has a lot of big players into the lineup. Right. They could try to draw a foul, and this game may just end at the foul line.
It certainly would be a switch, because they haven't gone inside at all night long.
Yeah, it would be. I would just, like you said, if you were a betting man, judging by the players that are out there, Chenard or a Carroll fouled out. Chenard's not in there. The tallest player on the court may be a 6'1" right now, Bill Poirier. I would say, too, that they're probably going for that foul shot.
Well, we're going to find out in a second. Here we go.
I don't know what's going on. Okay, it's Thornton Academy's ball. All right. The way people are lining up, I thought it was going to be a technical call on somebody. And it just may be. I can't figure. Oh, maybe Thornton doesn't have a timeout left. I don't know. If that's the case, we don't know for sure. That may have been it. Dutremble hits it. Big shot by Dutremble. Big pressure situation. 51-49. Can't hit the second one. And I believe Biddeford may get the ball at half court. That's what it might have been. No timeouts left. You can't call a timeout. It's an automatic technical. That's what we're presuming anyways. That's what we would have to be. All the ball really has to do is inbounds it. And again, there'll be a foul on Summers. He fouls Dutremble. And no time tipped off the clock. And I'm wondering if Ron Cody's thinking about that right now. The clock is supposed to move a second somebody touches the ball, and they may just knock a second or two off here. I can't believe that the clock didn't move.
No, there certainly should have been at least one tick. Chris Summers fouled out.
Okay, Summers is fouled out. What they do is they want just Dutremble at the foul line. They want everybody else back, avoiding maybe somebody being all alone for a shot. They don't want to take any chances here. 51-49, Dutremble is the guy that hit the shot. That's the only thing that we can guess, Raj, is that there was no timeouts left. And into the lineup is number 14 for Thornton Academy for the Summers. And that's 1 second to go, and that'll end it. So Thornton Academy wins it, and Ron Cody is very, very jubilant. 51-49. Biddeford beats Thornton Academy, and wow, what a contest we're going to remember for a long time. This was a good one. As you see the players exchanging handshakes, it was a great game. Came down some key endings, and stick around. Hopefully we're going to get some interviews. We don't promise anybody anything. We just hope that the boys do decide to come out. We're scheduled to have Steve DeRosa for Thornton, Sean Dutremble for a Biddeford, who really played a factor at the end of this game. So we're gonna break right now. We're gonna come back for hopefully some interviews and some post-game chats after this commercial break. Testing. Okay, we're back with a couple of the players. Maybe I should stand up here to get some height. We have Steve DeRosa for Thornton, who was fortunate enough to be without. We won't keep him on because we know they got to get going. Sean Dutremble for Biddeford. Guys, it was a good ball game. It was Biddeford Thornton Academy. It's exciting. That's what we're. You want to see an exciting game at the end. A little bit about the game, Steve. You guys jumped out an early lead, and you seem to have some momentum going. And Jay was hitting some shots from outside. You were getting some rebounding. Then Dave Labby and Sean were doing some good work. Yeah. Your thoughts about the game as it went, basically?
Well, I thought, it was pretty good in a way, but we couldn't stop Dave. That was the key to the game, and Sean's outside shooting, which is, I don't know, I guess we didn't have the right defense for it or something, maybe not.
Sean, earlier, what was the game? What was the difference you think in the games? The earlier game you played them, it was a good game till half, then you kind of blew it open, and this game seemed to be a different game. They seemed to be, were they doing things differently?
No, I just think that we just had trouble playing. We played defense well. In the first game, we blew them out. We just came out to play. In the second half, we didn't just play,
Mainly, Steve, you said it was your first year of organized ball, basically. How's it gone for you mainly this year, and how do you see this Thornton Academy team next year, basically? You're a good young team. Basically, you're a young team. We just noticed a couple seniors.
Trouble against Biddeford. I don't know why. Yeah. Just can't do much against these guys.
That's a young team.
Yeah.
How would you evaluate your first year?
I thought I had a good season this year, saying I've only played for 1 year, So I'm just looking forward to next year. I think we're going to do really well.
Yeah, Sean, the last game of the season for you, right? And the last game in your career.
Yeah.
What happens now in the life of Sean Dutremble? Have you got plans for next year?
I'm going to play for Coach Brown at a USM.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
Wonderful. He's got, a wonderful coach and a great background. Yeah. Wonderful. Good for you. Your thoughts about the game tonight?
I thought it was a real good game, real fun to play in, real tough. Real fun to play in.
You guys seem to control things underneath. We mentioned time and time again between you and Dave Labby, you were able to control the boards pretty well. Forced Thornton, I thought, to go into more of an outside game and force, of course, the outside shot from Jay Agresti. Now, if Jay Agresti's hot, that's the ball game. But if he isn't, or if they run into some problems and you guys are cleaning up inside, was that pretty much what you wanted to do?
Yes, we had to set up offense for me and Dave to be in low in the paint, so that's what happened.
It worked beautifully. Yeah. Congratulations again, Sean. Nice game.
Yeah, I think we're going to let the boys go. Good luck to whatever you guys decide doing. We'll be watching you against Steve next year. Good luck, both of you. Thanks for coming out. Thank your coaches for us, too, okay? Not very easy to come out after a loss, especially when a game is 51-49, and we want to thank Mike Tate and Ron Cody for letting us have these guys, and I know the guys enjoy coming on. We enjoy having them, and the viewers enjoy seeing them because we get a lot of good feedback out of it. So we want to thank everybody involved, basically. Roger, what do we have for stats so we can wrap this thing up? Yeah,
we'll wrap it up very quickly. For Biddeford, the leading scorer, of course, was Dave Labby. He did everything tonight. 28 points. Sean Dutremble had 9, the boy that we were talking to. Jamie St. Louis had a couple of points. Thomas Sori, the transfer student, I was very impressed with him, that boy that came in from the foreign exchange student. He had 5 points, but played an excellent second half. 2 for Magnet, 3 for Perro, and 2 for Goulet for the total of 51. Dave Labby also controlled the boards. He had 17 rebounds to go with his 28 points. And as we were talking about, most of them coming from missed shots and just being a bear on the boards. Sean Dutremble also had 10 rebounds for a nice combination by those 2 guys underneath. For TA, it was the Jay Agresti show, as we've said all through the game. He had 26 points, so between he and Labby, they pretty much controlled the offense tonight. Dana Lambert had 6, Bill Poirier had 6, Steve DeRosa, the boy that we talked to, had 6, and Chris Summer had 5 points, all of them in the fourth quarter. He had an excellent fourth quarter. The leading rebounder was Bill Poirier with 8, and Chris Summer, who doesn't have much height, came up with 7, and those were just scramble type of rebounds where he just out-hustled somebody else for the total of 49. It was an exciting game. The scores at quarter, 10-7 for TA after 1. They spread it out to 29-23 at the half, and then of course Biddeford came back with an excellent third quarter to pull out 40-37, and the barn burner at the finish, 51-49 the final, and Biddeford picks up the final win of the season.
Excellent stuff. Thanks for thank Roger Painchaud for taking the fine stats, and Bob McKinney for the camera work. We want to remind you again that Biddeford upped its record to 4-14, and Thornton went down to 3-15. As this is it for both these teams, neither team really moving on to anything as far as tournament-wise. But that's the way it closes out. It's an exciting game. It was one of the better games we've done of the year. So we want to remind you from Linnell Gymnasium that the final score here was Biddeford High Tigers 51, the Thornton Trojans 49. Goodbye, everyone.